Hi, everyone. Welcome to our live Q&A for the Falling for Suzette Crochet Along. I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping while we get started here. Make sure we're live in all the places. So we're going live in our Facebook community group, our main Facebook page, and on YouTube today. So I'll make a quick introduction. So I am MJ from MJ's Off the Hook Designs, and my daughter Emma is with me today. Hi. She works with me. And we also now have, she's not with us today, but my niece Grace is also working with us. So we have an exciting team, and we've been working away on this collection for you. And it's been so exciting. It was hard to get it all put together, but I'm so glad. I feel so relaxed now that this collection is out, and I hope you are enjoying it. If you're new and you haven't seen it, I am going to, first of all, you can scan the QR code up above me here. It's going to give you a nice information page. You can see all of the designs that are included. I'm also going to put, let me see, I can link below my screen here as well. Let me see. Okay. I am going to find it. Here we go. Falling for Suzette collection. So you can also scan this QR code underneath, and it will take you to the collection. So the collection includes 9 crochet patterns. One of them is, well, 2 of them actually are 2-in-1s. So it's almost like you're getting, I guess, 11 patterns. After Emma was putting together the fingerless gloves and mittens, she says, this should be 2 patterns, Mom. This thing's huge. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I decided to put that as a 2-in-1. Also, the cardigan pattern is a 2-in-1. So the cardigan, I did 2 styles. So the shorter button-up style that I'm wearing, and also the longer hooded version with pockets. So those are both in the same, they're the same pattern. So we're going to go through each of, I don't think, I'm just looking over here, and I don't think we're live in the community group. So there could be a little bit of a technical glitch there. But we will share to the community group after if it hasn't got live. So let's go back to the chat. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Say hello. Let us know where you're from. Tell us what you're working on. If you have any questions, we're here to answer your questions. Anything that you have been struggling with, make sure to let us know. Everyone's saying hi. Hello from Scarborough. So we have another Ontario. Elizabeth is joining us from Ontario, Scarborough. Dale is making everyone a hat. Yeah, so thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to show you all of the patterns. There's lots to go through. So I'm just going to start grabbing from my stash. Also, I guess we might want to mention the yarn. You do get a coupon code when you sign up. The coupon code is in our supply list, so you can get 20% off your order from Mary Maxim. They were really generous to provide that for us. Now, you did sell a lot of the yarn out. Unfortunately, everybody's favorite color, the Desert Sunset, did sell out the first day we released the supply list. And unfortunately, as of now, they may not be getting more until spring. So we're so sorry. We are so sorry about that. We did let Mary Maxim know that we were going to be using the color, but we never know how popular, obviously, colors and patterns are going to be. So it did sell out really, really fast. Maybe they'll be able to get more in before then. There is more yarn coming in December of certain colors, because I think, what colors have been sold out now, Emma?
Lakeside, Sandstorm, and Desert Sunset.
So all the colors that we use, basically. Yeah, so the colors did sell it really fast. Are there some left on the Canadian site?
Oh yeah, the Desert Sunset is still on the Canadian site.
Okay, so there is that option to go to the Canadian site if you want to order. Now, there are a lot of other beautiful colors. I know when I design in certain colors, it's like you can see how it looks. But there are some really beautiful colors still in stock that are great. One of our favorites that I've only used once, but I want to use again, is West Winds. It has like purple and gray and blue. It's very nice stripe. The Surfside, which I used in another collection, which has the teal blues, really, really, actually, it's in this one here. This color is absolutely gorgeous as well. In the hats and the headbands, you will see some different colors. Now, I don't think this one, the other teal is in stock, but Surfside is, right, Emma? Yeah. You checking out that. So Sandstorm sold out. Now you can always use Mellow Spun, which I did show in this cardigan. This is Plum in Mellow Spun, and I'm actually working on a second sweater in Mellow Spun as well. So I'm modeling the Prism Lakeside Raglan, but I will hopefully have this finished. This is my project this week. I'm making it in the cream. I just have the sleeves left to do. So I'm hoping by the time we release the video for the Raglan pullover that I'll have this done so you can see how it looks in the cream. So you can go check out the Mellow Spun. It's going to gauge very similar to the Prism yarn. So they're both a DK weight number 3. So let's take a look at the Raglan. Actually, I think it's behind me. So the Raglan, I did in Lakeside, which is the blues and browns, which is really one of my favorites, actually. I love blue. So this will be releasing this video to YouTube. Right now, the individual pattern you can purchase. It's also part of the whole collection. If you want all of the patterns, we usually give a good discount to get all 9 designs. So you can purchase that now. And then the YouTube video will come out Thursday night, I believe.
Yeah.
Thursday night. So this one's coming up next. So this shows you how it looks in the nice gradient yarn. And then I'm working on a solid version as well, which will be really nice. Kind of gives you 2 different looks when you do one in the Prism and one in the solid. Oh, and Alicia's just saying she made a beanie, but it came out a bit small, so she's going to make another one. That's a great thing about hats. You can just gift the smaller one to somebody that I'm sure it will fit and just go make it a little bit bigger for your husband. Sunset is pretty, but has purple. Yeah, Sunset is also really nice. If you want to see how Sunset looks completed, my granny dress from last year is done in the Sunset. So if you're on my Etsy shop or the Ravelry shop, if you go through, we've used a lot of the Prism colors. Unfortunately, some we've used in the past have got discontinued as we've gone, but then they came out with these new colors, and that's why I was so excited, because Desert Sunset was a new color that they came out with, and it's absolutely perfect for fall. So I used it in a lot of the designs, but it did fly off the shelves pretty fast. And then the Sandstorm was a new color as well. And we're going to give you a sneak peek in a bit. We're going to save that for later, so stay tuned. We do have another new design coming out, and I use the other 2 new colors just so you could see how they look. Yeah, we'll save that for later though. We'll do sneak peeks of upcoming designs later. So let's take a look at the Ruana next. The Ruana is done in the Sandstorm, and very similar We did the Granny Stitch Ruana. I guess it would have been the beginning of the year. I think January, maybe we came out with that one. It was so popular. Everyone loved that style, but so many people have been asking for solid stitches, and that's why we went with the Suzette collection, because it has a lot of styles that everyone has loved in the past, but we've done it in a more tight solid stitch. So the Ruana has the pockets, nice and oversized. It's kind of like one of those style garments that's just like a warm hug on a chilly day. You can just throw it over whatever you're wearing and cozy up in it. It's very size inclusive. We do have sizes ranging from X small to 5X in it, but it's meant to be oversized. So it has size ranges in this pattern. And all of these will be released to YouTube, just so you know. The garments will only be paid. So we just want to clarify that the garments will not be free on the blog, but all of the accessories will be free on the blog throughout the crochet along. We have already released the mittens and fingerless gloves to the blog and the beanie, which I will show you next. So the beanie was our first release, so it is free on the blog. Plus with the PDF, we did some little extras this time, which was fun. I did gift and care tags for every single pattern. And so we've included those with bonuses. So you will get, they're not with the free versions, obviously, but when you purchase the collection or the PDF pattern, you do get the gift tags. If you are selling at markets, if you're gifting and you want to make sure that the person, the recipient, takes proper care of the item, it's just good to have those little extras. And with the headbands, we also included the cute little templates that you can display the headbands on. So anyways, here is our beanie. We have doubled the yarn up for this pattern. So doubling it up gives, I just think it really makes the gradient pop really well. It works up really quick. You get that warm, cozy texture. So nice. You can see I did a bunch of different colors, so you can see how they look. You just want to try to keep the colors. You don't have to, and we've been seeing people post in the community group where they've mixed the colors. I tried to keep the colors somewhat consistent. Sometimes the ball will trick you and you'll think that they're matched up and then they'll kind of not be matched up, but I tried the best I could to match them. So here is the lakeside. We have the sandstorm, the sunset. We have more colors. I did another little, and you can see here's one of the tags attached. Here is the Surfside. That's the color with this one. It's a smaller hat, so you're not getting as much of the transition. And now Rosie has already taken her hat. I did Iris. Yeah, Rosie and Emma love purple. We all love purple, but so she has the little Iris mittens and the hat, and she actually loves them and is wearing them, which is amazing. Yeah, she's actually wearing them. So that's really great. So I think those are the only colors I have here to show you. So hats are already on the blog. Oh, someone's thanking us for all the templates. We did really have a lot of fun. Actually, I did have a lot of fun making them, and I bought the cardstock and all the supplies, and it was fun. I'm like, why haven't I done this before? Anyways, this is what happens. We live and learn. So the mittens and fingerless gloves. So this is the one that Emma is saying to me, why didn't you do this as two patterns? And I didn't do it as two patterns because they do start out basically the same type construction. We just stop for the fingerless gloves and we continue for the mittens. So I actually really love fingerless gloves. I love it because I find I'm taking the mitten off so that I can use my phone or whatever else. So the fingerless gloves. Now afterwards, I feel like I should have matched the color for my thumbs. But I didn't. So if you don't care that mixy look, but you can really make sure that you coordinate your colors as you want. I think I was in probably too much of a rush. I like how this one turned out a little bit better. So the fingerless gloves, again, I doubled up the yarn so they're nice and chunky and quick. and super warm. You can really kind of pull them down your fingers nicely, but you can always customize this type of thing. Put it on your hand, do as many rounds as you want. You could have these come out even a little bit longer if you wanted to do that. Either way. So this pattern is now on the blog. You can check that out for free. Or again, when you purchase the PDF, you get all of the tags included. So the fingerless gloves or the mitten tags. And the mittens go right down to our little baby size. I didn't do fingerless gloves, obviously, for babies because that's not really practical. So the mittens have the tiniest little size. Look at how cute these are. They're so small. They're so small. And you can see we have like the matching sets. We did put together an ebook for you that was the matching where you could get the mittens, fingerless gloves, headbands, and hats. So if you want a smaller collection, that is in our Etsy shop, not on Fourth Wall, but is in our Etsy shop. I'm going to go back to just putting okay, so we're talking about the mittens and fingerless gloves. So I'm going to put that one up if you want to scan that. So the mittens, we have each of the toddler size. Rosie has already claimed, so she has been wearing them because her daddy is out doing wood with his gloves on. So she wants to put her mittens on because she thinks she's wearing gloves like her daddy, and it's absolutely so cute. So, and you can see, I know some people have already mentioned in the group, someone said that it bothers them that the mittens don't match. You can obviously color, pick the colors you want. You don't have to do them different, but I kind of actually like that they're fun and different like this. But again, this is just personal preference. You can always make sure that you match them up if you want, especially if you have enough yarn on hand. So here is I did a small child, and then we also have a larger child size. And then we have the adult mittens, and mine are in the desert sunset. So I have a matching hat and mitten set, and then I have my blue hat with the blue fingerless gloves. So I have matching sets. And I love that this entire collection, you can mix and match everything. So everything coordinates so well together. And most of these projects are pretty quick, and most of them are beginner friendly. We will talk about maybe how some of them maybe aren't as beginner friendly, but the stitch itself is the Suzette stitch, which is a single double skip a stitch. So very basic stitches. Okay, so most of these patterns, I think along with the video to help you, you should be able to make most of these patterns. I never want to discourage anyone from not trying with that. If you even want to go watch the video first, if you're not sure, can I do this pattern? Go check out the video tutorial and see what you think. I felt when I was making the mitten pattern that I felt like it was maybe going to be confusing. Even the hat, because what I did with the hat is I did increase on the Suzette stitch, which I don't think it's really difficult. It's just different than what we're used to because of that skip stitch. So what I did with the mitten pattern is I did write out each size separately to maybe help. I thought it would get confusing if I started batching all of those sizes together. Oh, everyone's asking what you're making, Emma. Should we give them a little preview sneak peek, or should we wait?
Well, actually, right now is a really good time to give a sneak peek because
okay, we're gonna give a sneak peek then. Emma is working on her Candy Cane Lane Mosaic blanket for Christmas, and you have to really show up a close picture of the yarn that you're working with because it's absolutely incredible for Christmas. Premier Basics Shimmer. It's so pretty. It's so sparkly. It's so festive. So I'm really excited for this. Emma did such an amazing job with her Winter Forest Mosaic blanket. And she got this idea in her head that she wanted to do this blanket. She's a crazy crocheter. She has worked that up so fast. It's unbelievable.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, people are loving the blanket.
I'm
Oh, and here's the question too, have you made a Suzette blanket? We actually have made one, and we have been waiting and hoping that Mary Maxim will get the yarn on their site for it, because it's I don't think I have it. I think you have it at home. I think
I do. I use it every morning.
Yeah, it's the best blanket ever. So what is the name of the yarn? Actually, you could show them at the we have the cakes on the shelf. You guys are going to die when you see this yarn. I'm sure you've seen it around. And this actually isn't alcoholic. This is my kombucha that I have that I put in a pretty glass with my raspberries. Yeah. Okay. So this is the yarn that we have used. Actually, Emma came up with this all on her own because she's amazing.
I saw this yarn and I was like, I need a blanket of this yarn.
Yeah.
If we're making a pattern or not, I need a blanket in this yarn.
Bernat, so it is Bernat blanket. It's perfect phasing. So she made this back in the summer, I think.
Yeah, it was like as soon as we moved into our house, the very beginning of the summer.
Yeah, so she made it, and we have been holding off because we were hoping that Mary Maxim would get it on their site. I believe it is on the Canadian site, correct? But not on the US. Yeah, so we're in Canada, so we were able to order for ourselves. I'm not sure where else you can get that yarn.
Walmart.
You can get it. Okay, you can get it at Walmart too. So we'll see. If they don't end up getting it on the site, we're probably just going to go ahead and release the blanket because Emma's already written the pattern. She's already helped out writing the pattern.
Yeah, I already did all of the patterns, so it's all ready to go.
Yeah, and it is absolutely beautiful. We just don't have it because Emma and Rose cuddle in it every day.
Yes. That's what I wanted. I wanted a really cozy, warm blanket because I knew my house was going to be cold.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What's the color? The blue is deep teal, and this one is crimson. Yeah.
Crimson, maybe?
It actually is more pinky than it's appearing in my photo.
Yeah, so we did.
The middle's deeper.
So she's already made the blanket in that color, and I was going to do the teal for the video. So I haven't filmed the video yet, but that is what we'll end up doing. But it's going to be one of those quick, easy, satisfying projects again, because you know the Suzette Stitch,
It took me 2 days to make the blanket. I called it my 2-day blanket. It's bulky and it's really quick.
Yeah. So we'll definitely work on getting that out to you guys soon. We have so many projects though. I think we are slightly obsessed with crochet. I just have to say that. Yeah. We are a little bit obsessed. Okay, so let's get back to talking about the patterns. Keep an eye on can you see the comments, Emma?
Yeah, I can see them. I just can't comment to them unless if I...
Okay, so just keep an eye on them for me. I'm going to go to... I have to switch between the chat and putting up the patterns that we're talking about. So we already talked about the Ruana, which is here, that you can get it from Fourth Wall. And I believe the discount, there's a discount automatically applied to these as well.
Yeah, on Fourth Wall, yes.
Yeah, so you'll automatically get a discount on these patterns. We talked about the Raglan. So here's the Raglan. If you're just looking for individual patterns and you don't want to purchase the entire collection, like I say, so the full collection has all of the patterns, and then we have a smaller accessory collection which has the hat, the mittens, and the headband. So maybe we'll talk about the headband next. So I will pop up. Let me see. And we did this one chunky as well. So the garments I didn't do chunky, although after I started doubling up and doing the chunky, I was like, I want a cardigan done in chunky. But, you know, I only have so many hours in a day. So anyways, who knows? I may end up doing a chunky one down the road. So let's chat about the headbands. This is one of those quick, easy, satisfying projects that look so good. You can wear your hair up in a messy bun. You can wear it down. I like it either way. So again, our sold out color, Desert Sunset. That makes me so sad, guys. It really does. If I could get more in for you, I would. I did one in the Lakeside. And then we have child size. Or actually this one, I actually feel like this is this was the toddler one that fit Rosie good. Yeah, that one fit Rosie good in the Sandstorm. So we have all the sizes going right down to your little tiny one, which is, I mean, I think these would even look adorable on a little baby. So yes, the headband, and you can get the 3 pattern collection with those, and you'll get, oh goodness, I have all those templates. Oh, actually you can see them up above Emma. You can see how we've included. So I have just the little sort of, the ones with the bun. So that would fit like your adult and child size. So I just have the 1 bun template, but then the other templates are all included, plus the gift tags, plus the handmade tags. So I designed all of those and included all of them for you with the PDF pattern. So you get all of those if you purchase what we combined for the collection is we just put it all into one PDF. So it's a separate digital download that you'll get with your pattern purchase. And we included all of the tags into one PDF. So you'll get all of them if you purchase a collection. So we'll just pop the collection up here again. But also if you scan the QR code above me, it's going to take you to the information page, which will have all the details to sign up. You can get the supply list with the coupon code for the yarn and all the details about the crochet along. And we will be running this all the way basically to Black Friday. And we will be joining you as much as we can here live to answer any of your questions and just basically connect with you guys and hang out while we work on more Christmas patterns because that's what we seem to be excited about. Afterwards, we are going to do a live with our YouTube members. We have started a YouTube membership and we're giving behind the scenes sneak peeks in our membership. You get early access to all of our new videos. So typically we have a lot of videos that will be done ahead of time before the patterns are ready for releases. So you will get access, any of our members get access to all of that. And then tours and more behind the scenes stuff and lives, priority comment. We check out your comments before everyone else's, that sort of thing. So those are some of the perks, exclusive shorts, like all different stuff going on in the community group, the membership community group. So we're going to do a little tour of the studio after we've actually decorated for Christmas. It does not feel like it's time to be decorating for Christmas because it's, Halloween this week, and outside I'm in Ontario, so it's absolutely picturesque and complete beautiful fall right now. And then I've got full on Christmas in the studio. But unfortunately, that's the way we have to do things when we need to stage and do all of our pictures. So you can see behind Emma, she has the big Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. Behind her, I decorated that on Sunday. That took me a while to decorate, but it was worth it to get it up. Okay. I'm back. I'm just checking because I don't know. Are you keeping an eye on comments there, Em?
Yeah, I'm just, the tag is on Ravelry for the cardigan.
Yes, I love the Suzette Stitch too. Oh, and Lila says that she checked Michael's and they also have the yarn on the Michael's site. That's the yarn that Emma was showing earlier for the blanket. I'm just going to buzz through and just see if you buy the individual pattern on Rev. Do you get? Oh, so did you maybe forget to update?
I'm sending out an update right now. Only the compliance document is in there.
Oh no, she's in trouble, guys. Mm-hmm. She forgot to put the tags in.
I have to add so many PDFs because I have to add pattern, and now we have to have that compliance document in every single.
Yes, we apologize for you having to get that, but we
have to
for us to properly comply. I know maybe not all designers are, but with the EU, if we're selling to the EU, we do have to include that. So you get that extra PDF that some people are like, why am I getting this? But it's just to make sure that we comply with the EU. And yes, Emma did. It was a lot of work to get all of the individual patterns, which we released yesterday, all of the individual patterns, and that was a ton of work. So Emma's probably had a little mind lapse when she was doing that. It is a lot. Uh-oh, I think she's frozen. Have I frozen? I wonder if it's just you that's freezing. Let me know, guys, if I'm frozen too. Oh, Emma seems to be back.
Yeah, it was just glitching.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Can't wait to make the gloves. Okay, question. My gauge is slightly off on the pocket for the Ruana, but I can correct in the actual garment. Is that okay? It's half off. So Kelly, I'm wondering if it's like if you're on the small side or the big, like I don't think the Ruana is really oversized. So it just kind of depends if you're a little bit bigger. I mean, the thing is with the style of the Ruana, you could go by the measurements. Like you could just work your rows until it measures at what you want, and then the neckline measures. So if you're a little bit off, now your stitches are going to be the length. So you want to think about that as well. So if you are crocheting looser, if you have less stitches, right, you're crocheting looser, then it's going to make your Ruana longer. If you're tighter, you have more stitches in your 4 inches, then it's going to make your Ruana shorter. And your row height is what's going to affect your size, which is easy with the Ruana, as long as you end on the correct side row. So you've got your right side, wrong side. So just make sure you're ending if you alter your rows. But yeah, it's one of those things where it could be okay. I would even say if you wanted to loosen up the gauge on the Ruana, like it would make it, I know Emma, I had started the Ruana and my tension was a little bit looser, and Emma finished the Ruana, her tension was a little bit tighter. So we ended up with a tighter stitch on the Ruana than I maybe would have done it. Emma's like she's grinning there. So that's, unfortunately, we don't match each other's gauge with the same size hooks, right? Yeah. We're a little bit off. Like Emma has to use a different size hook than me to meet my gauge. So we ended up a little tighter on that one. So if you go a little bit looser, you just may get a little bit better drape on that one, I would say. Mm-hmm. And it's really easy to adjust, like a few stitches and a couple rows. It's really not as big of a deal on that type of project. And Holly's asking, can we sell finished projects for fairs? Absolutely, you can do that. That's why we've included like all these tags for gifting and markets, so that you can, you don't have to go purchase a PDF separately to do that or make them yourself. It's already all done for you. Ooh. Karen makes a very similar yarn in the same color, but I believe in a 5 bulky instead of a 6. So really that probably would make an okay substitute for that blanket. You just may need to do more rows and more stitches if you're using a bit thinner. Wales. I'm trying to think if Mary Maxim, does Mary Maxim ship to Wales? Emma, do they ship to Europe?
Yes.
I think they do. I think Mary Maxim does ship. Let me take a look here.
Yeah, because they sent to Hannah, or is that different?
Hannah's in the UK.
That's different.
Let me see.
Well, I started crocheting in grade 5 from the Knitting and Crocheting Club at school.
Yeah, and Emma actually starting to crochet is what inspired me to learn how to crochet. So that is actually when I taught myself how to crochet, and then here we are. Yeah, it is glitching now.
It's glitching.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I just asked ChatGPT, does Mary Maxim does ship internationally, including to UK, which covers Wales. Yeah, so in their frequently asked questions, we currently ship to the United States, Canada, Australia, and the UK, and many other countries. So their shipping page lists international shipping as 6 to 12 business days and shows UK among the countries for which tracking is available. They mentioned that for foreign orders, the goods will be imported on behalf of the buyer, and the buyer agrees to pay any taxes and duties. So there we go. That providing ChatGPT is not lying to us. It is pulling it from their website, so that should be accurate information. Oh, this is cute. Oh, bummer. I got to run down the mountain. We only got a Hobby Lobby and Walmart to find that teal yarn from Emma.
I use 6 for the blanket.
Okay.
So yarn, the blanket calls for 6, exactly 6.
So and that was for the larger throw size, right?
I
pattern for more than one size.
Yeah, so the smaller one takes 4, this one takes 6, and then if you were to make an even bigger one, which would be pretty simple, I might have put that in the pattern, but I can't remember, you'd need 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's being trained well. She's really designing these patterns well, so she's figuring out how to design it to make it work out like perfectly for a certain number of balls. But that also does mean they need to meet gauge. Yeah.
It glitched out.
Okay, and Tez is crocheting the Suzette cardigan, just separating the sleeves. It's a lovely pattern. It is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, so yeah. So I think being looser in the gauge is going to be probably a better thing. And then just make any adjustments you need to for rows in the pattern. Oh, and Trish has joined, and she's a fan. She's working on the rag cardigan, which is a really popular pattern right now. We are actually working on doing a children's version of that pattern. So it is in the mix of a lot of things, but it is in the works because I know people have been asking about that. So a children's version is in the works. We're going to make one for little Rose. We were getting her to try it on. We had to bribe her to try it on to see how it was fitting. Yeah. Okay. I know we still have to keep going through the patterns. I just want to check the comments to make sure I'm not missing anything. You guys are all chatty. It's all coming in so quick. How does Mary Maxim ship? Canada Post? They do ship Canada Post, except when Canada Post's on strike, and then they use different shipping companies. We actually ended up with our order stuck. We had gotten yarn shipped, and then it got stuck in the postal strike. So then we had to order more yarn to get it through. They had to use a different shipping company. Here's a question for you. How old is Emma?
Oh, I'm 23.
Yeah, Emma just turned 23. Can't believe it. Okay, yeah, so Melinda, yes, we are related. Emma's my daughter, and she works with me full time now, which is so exciting. I couldn't live without her at this point. And my niece Grace is helping us right now as well. She's helping us schedule and create Pinterest images and all that stuff. It's amazing how much stuff has to happen behind the scenes that can feel quite overwhelming if you don't have help.
Mm-hmm.
So many different social platforms out there now, but we do our best together to try and get to all of your comments, and it can be quite overwhelming between all of the platforms, but
Mm-hmm.
we do our best. Okay, so next pattern, let's take a look at the scrunchies. I had so much fun making scrunchies in our summer collection that I felt this was a must. And it's also a great stash buster. So because, especially if you're working on different projects, if you have leftover bits of yarn, you can use them to make the scrunchies. And they're so easy. You know, you're just crocheting in the round around your elastic band. Again, in the Suzette Stitch, we're working in a continuous round, and we just want that nice flare out happening with the scrunchies. So I'm trying to think now which I want to try and piece the colors together if I can. These ones were obviously lakeside. So you get, I mean, every scrunchie is going to end up different. That's the fun thing as well, because depending on where you are in the ball of yarn, you're going to get different versions. So this one has a little tiny bit of orange. That's a sunset. This one has more of the oranges and yellows. And I feel like this one I think is sunset as well. And then we also have the sandstorm. But any of the colors, like they're all going to look great. Whatever scraps you have, I think they only took, I'd have to pull the pattern up, but I feel like 15 grams maybe for one scrunchie. Let me go to the pattern. But yeah, you don't need a lot. I think you can make 5 to 6 scrunchies from one ball. So what I find is nice with that is you can, like if you buy one ball, all 5 of your scrunchies are going to look somewhat different depending on where you start from in the ball. So it's kind of nice that way. It gives you a variety from only one ball of yarn. Or like I say, if you're just using up scraps from working on the other projects, you can do that too. So next, let's take a look at the pocket shawl. So we did a granny pocket shawl in January, I believe it was last year, and you guys absolutely loved it. It was so popular. I was like, yep, we need to do another one. And this one we doubled up, and you can see how fun the yarn looks. Again, when I feel like every project showcases it a little differently. And so the pocket shawl, again, done in the Suzette Stitch, doubled up. It's going to be so nice and warm and cozy. It has the pockets, and we also added the fringe. Of course, this is optional, but I think it just kind of elevates it a little bit, adding the fringe. It makes it so fun. My niece, Grace, is going to make one in, this is the pattern, right? In wild berries. So she's going to do the really pretty wild berries, has like purples and blues.
Wild berries is really nice.
Yeah, so whatever your favorite colors are, you can, or we have included in the pattern substitution list. So you could always use a chunky yarn and just use then like one strand instead of having to add 2 together. But I just loved all the fun color options that I had with Prism. So we went with that instead of using a bulky yarn. And let me see. I am going to pull out the infinity scarf next. Oh my goodness. I was having so much fun making it. It's been years since I've done an infinity scarf. I feel like that was one of the first patterns I ever made. And they're really coming back in trend again. So I was like, I have to do an infinity scarf. And what we decided with this pattern is to give you a 2-ball and a 4-ball option. So I wanted a super big chunky one. So that was going to be the 4-ball, which is this one here. So it's like, you know, really, really big and chunky. You can wrap it just twice like this, or you can, if it's, you know, cold winter and you need to wrap it 3 times, you can do that too. And it's going to like cover your face a little bit more, but it's going to be a nice, really warm option. And then I wanted to do something that could be worked with just 2 balls as well. So sort of how Emma designed her blanket work within a certain amount of balls, I did the same thing. So then this one's only using 2 balls of yarn. It's a little bit lighter. It's still going to be warm. You can still wrap it 3 times if you need to for your neck. But overall, it's a little bit lighter, not as bulky. So both options. And like I say, as we go throughout this crochet along, these will all end up on the blog, and all of the accessories will be free on the blog. Or you can get them all now. You can purchase the individual pattern, or it comes with your collection. Kind of actually liking the feel of having this on. Emma really you wanted one in cream, right? So I mean, and any of these patterns, again, you can sub them out for Mary Maxim Mellow Spun, and you can get really almost any solid shade that you like. They have so many different colors to choose from. And also another good substitute for the Mellow Spun, I think Emma would have it. Actually, Emma, you could grab those balls. Color Fusion, Premier Color Fusion, and their DK. If any colors are sold out or there isn't anything you see, you can always check out these subs, and they have a lot of good color options available too. Emma's gonna grab, I just ordered a bunch more because I really am a big fan of gradient yarns, and I did want to try something different. So Color Fusion has a lot of great colors. So Emma's gonna grab. And then we have the cream, if you want to grab that too. So yeah, here's some of the colors of Color Fusion, which is also a DK weight, also a gradient.
I love this one.
Purples and blues. Yeah, it's really nice.
And then this one. And
then that one we thought would be a good kind of sub for Sandstorm. It's going to have a little bit more, I know that lighting is not the best on that one.
I know, my lighting is awful.
It has more, I feel like it has more purpley colors into it than the desert sunset. She's grabbing more. We have a big stash. We have a cabinet that's just on the wall that she is finding all this stuff from. Yeah,
my lighting really does suck.
We probably need to put on those lights behind you, and it would probably brighten it up. Yes, so they do, because I believe the cream Mellow Spun is sold out, but they have cream in the Premier Basics DK.
This is very similar.
Yeah. So those are good substitutes as well. Also, since you just keep getting up, Emma, I'll send you over there again. The chunky yarn. What's it called? My mind is going blank.
Oh, I know.
Mary Maxim. Marvelous Chunky. I think Marvelous Chunky.
I'm having ideas.
Marvelous Chunky would be a good sub for if you just want to use one strand and you don't want to double up prism. So Emma's got some color she's going to show you. Yes. Okay. The purple, gorgeous. That's what we did the granny shawl in, pocket shawl in last year. And I did some hats in the different colors as well.
And then these ones.
Yes, the scarves, Hannah, will be on the blog for free. They will be coming. And I know maybe we should touch on Grow a little bit.
No.
People have been having issues. We have been unlocking some of the posts because people have been having issues. What we have found, we just have a lot of people coming to the blog. So even though some people are having issues, the mass majority are not having issues, but some people are having issues. So what we have found, if you email us and we log into your account, we tend to not have an issue, and it will log you out of any devices that you're logged in. It seems to help reset things, but we were kind of chatting it out with ChatGPT, and we got a lot of good troubleshooting tips. So we're doing our best to kind of have a drop down on the blog to kind of help you navigate what to do. A lot of people, it's ad blockers, pop-ups that will stop it. We had a lady we were helping out yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, and she was finally able to get back in, but her son, who's techie, like, was to realize that she did have a pop-up blocker on her phone. I think she got the new iPhone. So that was stopping it. Usually there's a reason that it's not allowing you, and that's why you're getting that. What is the response?
Subscription failed or something like that?
Failed. Yes. So what we're saying for most people, if you're having issues, Emma is going to put like a big troubleshooting. Have you started that yet, Emma, or is that what was in the works today?
Yeah, that's what we were doing today.
Yeah, of course it's hard because we have to try to get them on every single blog post. So that is hard for us, but we are just trying to send everyone to us through email for now. If you're having issues, you can't get into the free pattern, we will help. Like, we can log in and make sure that, because at first we weren't sure, is it an issue with Grow or is it actually your device or something that's happening? So it doesn't seem like it's an issue with Grow. It seems that it is either like, what were the main things, Emma, that's stopping people from getting in? Like the ad blockers, pop-up blockers?
It's just the ad blockers and pop-up blockers. If you have certain privacy settings turned on your device, which like updates on your device have likely done this automatically, you haven't done this, it will just block people from being able to get into Grow because of just privacy. I'm not very techie, so I don't.
But you're probably better than me, so you can explain it because you're usually helping people navigate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, updates. And that's what I think it is, because people are saying like they weren't having any issues, and then all of a sudden you have an issue. So it's probably maybe your phone's had an update, some things happen, could be your settings that's causing the issues. Now, I don't know, Emma, did you lock the mittens and the, yeah. So she has left some of the blog posts unlocked so that you don't have to even worry about that. We can't necessarily always not have them locked. We have had a lot of issues with theft on our stuff. It does become, the blog does become a bit of an issue for us because scams and things are happening so quick. It honestly is so hard to keep up with it. Technology is changing so fast, and scammers are just going to our blog, taking our patterns, reselling them. There's so much stuff going on. There's a lot of theft. There's a lot of stuff happening. Also, there is things happening where people can go and they're then not viewing ads on the blog. So they're just taking the pattern without viewing ads, and the ads are how we're compensated. So there's that sticky situation. It's like, some people are saying we're being greedy by thinking we should get paid for our content, but a ton of work and time goes into creating the content. So then to have it go on the blog and then not being compensated, like it's a hard to decide what to do, whether we put the patterns for free on the blog or not. Our garments, unfortunately, because that is what mostly happens with the garments, we're not really making very much money on putting garments on our blog because people just take it. They don't actually stay on the blog. So we had to make the decision to kind of move away from that because they are 9 sizes. They're a ton of work. The content's getting stolen and resold because people just think if it's on the blog for free, that means it's fair game. So whether it's another designer copying it, which we have unfortunately Other creators are doing it. Scammers are doing it.
Videos out of them.
Other YouTube creators are taking like, and we're not just saying like inspiration in that they were just inspired and then created their own thing, because that's totally fine. It's when you take like all of the math, all of the exact stitch counts,
when everything is identical.
Like there's, yeah, because we understand like we all make scarves. Like, I mean, infinity scarves have been around for ages, but when I go and I create something, I don't go to somebody else's pattern and take all of their math, all of their stitch counts, the exact yarn, all of those things. I just create it on my own with the stitches. Like everybody can use any stitch. Like we don't own the stitches. Everyone can do all that. But there are certain things that we know that it's been taken or it's literally been copied and pasted, which Emma, kudos to Emma, who has to do all of the reports for all the scammers stealing all of the content. So she like, and it's gotten to the point, this is where you have to understand that Emma usually has to do reports daily for stolen content.
They're time consuming. Like it'll take a couple to a few hours to like do up these reports. It's not something that's
just the scammers are just popping up like crazy. So she has to file the reports for them, and she will sometimes buy the patterns just to see like what they're actually selling, because sometimes
no, I do that on Etsy because that's safe. I only do that on Etsy because that's safe. I will never buy a pattern from one of their websites because chances are they're going to take your credit card information and charge you for thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that was awful. It's only on Etsy that she'll just to kind of see what they're selling. So sometimes they're copy pasting like from the blog, or sometimes they're getting AI to write patterns now. And beware out there, because if an image looks too perfect, it's most likely AI now. And they're taking AI and they're we have seen so many of the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins in AI and the loopy trees. Those are the crazy AI ones, is the loopy trees, the jack-o'-lanterns. Any other ones you've been reporting? Are those the main AI?
There's been a lot about the Winter Wonder cable pullover. And they've actually on Etsy, they've actually looked really realistic, but that's just how they do it, I guess. And the crazy part is they're actually giving them our PDF. PDF.
Yeah, this is all the not fun stuff about running a business, but this is where I guess we just want you to understand with the free content on the blog where it becomes like we just have to analyze the data, like if it's worth keeping it there. Like, and that's where so many of you support us and understand, and you go on the blog and you let those ads roll. And you want to know what? I even find myself, because I know this, because I do this for my work, that when I watch another YouTuber, like if I'm supporting another YouTuber, it's like if the ad comes up, who cares? Like that's a way, it doesn't cost me anything to watch an ad or see an ad. It doesn't cost anything for me to support somebody's content that I like that way. So this is sort of the thing with putting the free content on the blog. I mean, it's free, but we are getting paid. We are getting compensated through the ads. And so when we look at, for us, because we're business women as well, so when we look at our patterns and we can, we might put a hat on the blog, and the hat will do really well on the blog because people will typically, it's a shorter pattern, let's say, they'll stay on the blog, they'll look at the ads, but a garment, typically we won't make very much off that blog post because people will come and they'll just like either screenshot it or they'll just copy and paste it into their own PDF. People will do a lot of different things, and it makes it so that it's not really earning, especially because the garments are so much work that goes into them to design those patterns. So yeah. Oh, someone's asking about, yes, if you have premium, we still get compensated through the premium as well.
Oh, so I was actually just wondering about that too.
Yeah, we do. So if you go to the breakdown, it will say like so much has come. I guess they just allocate, YouTube has a way that they just allocate all that stuff. Oh yeah, Hannah says she always reads reviews. Yeah, that is like so important. I always have to make sure I remember to do that, even on Amazon. Because so many of these different platforms, content's getting stolen, right? Or images. So it's like, that's like how when you go on Amazon, you're like, okay, is this really the picture of what I'm going to get? And that's why we always have to go down and look at the reviews and see, okay, what am I actually going to get? Not actually, I mean, they used to do this way back when all of my blankets, the blanket patterns that I started with went viral. These, you know, like AliExpress, I don't know, like all of these Chinese companies, they would show like our pictures of this really nice quality handmade blanket. And then the person would get some like, you know, cheap machine. Obviously it would be nothing like what you actually saw the picture. And that's what a lot of these companies do. They just take popular pictures online and then they then sell you some other inferior product. But I guess it's hard for you as consumers, like, to do the research. Like, it's hard for you to really, it's like you go and you're just going to buy it. You're not going to necessarily understand, but read the reviews. If you're purchasing, let's say from our shop, go to our that, you know, it's our Etsy shop. And a lot of the scammers, they have like just random things in them. It's not like this is MJ's shop. You would be able to tell right off the bat. And even on Facebook, when you see ads, we have the verified check mark. So there's a little blue check mark. And when you look at the page that's promoting that ad, you're going to know whether it's MJ's Off the Hook verified page doing the ad promotion, or some other random page that doesn't even have my name in it, right? It'll be like some random crochet, and they'll have different stuff. Like, unfortunately, Facebook and that whole ad thing with scammers is quite frustrating.
I feel like they've kind of slowed down right now. It's a slow scammer season right now.
Maybe Facebook is clamping down on it, which I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, we just went off on a different, I guess, train of thought there, but it's good to educate everyone on sort of what's happening. I know that Brianna's had some stuff happen lately and she's come out public with it. And, you know, it is hard. Like, we do our best to really design with integrity, because I do know that I've probably designed things that have looked about other people's, like, we've maybe done similar things, but never on intent. It's just, of course, people can come up with similar ideas, but when you know that they've used all of your, I mean, and a garment math is like, it's a lot, right? So you really do know that when someone has come up with it completely on their own, but if you're using exact stitch counts, then, or pretty close, like they've changed like 1 or 2 numbers, you kind of know that something potentially is, going on there. Yeah, so I know for us with there's been stuff, but anyways, let's move on. I think we've covered all of the pattern. Oh, I did show off the cardigan though. Let's see. So I'm wearing the shorter version of the cardigan, which I did button up, but you can mix and match components with this pattern because it's all included in the same pattern. If you want buttons on the longer version, you can just add your buttons. Really no problem at all. I show you how to do it all through the video tutorial, which this video is already live, so you can go check it out. The longer version has the pockets. I added the hood. We've had questions about not putting the hood. You can see that I did the shorter version without the hood because the hood is added after the fact. So you would just add your hood onto your foundation row. And if any of my patterns that are designed like this, with this sort of neckline, like, you can always take that foundation row and add a hood to a pattern. So this one shows you with the hood and how it looks when, you know, you use the self-striping yarn, which is fun, but it would also look amazing in a solid color. So definitely You know, if you want to do it in a solid, I'm working on another pattern right now that's colorful, and Emma's like, I want just a nice cream in that.
I like my neutrals.
Yeah, some people love neutral, some people love color. I love color. So, and this has a gradual sleeve decrease because we know our people love that. So we've got our decrease pattern, and I really tried my best to give you lots of extras with this. So I have a chart for the sleeve decreases on all the sizes. I have included the row by row chart. So like you've got your yoke, which you have your sleeve section, your fronts, your body. So I've included a chart that goes row by row for all of your sizes. I have included the stitch diagrams. So my tech editor and I worked really hard on them to get those done for you, because sometimes having the visual can be really beneficial. If you're struggling with the pattern, take a look at the stitch chart. So what happens with this cardigan is we do increases on this front panel. So the front is kind of starts out here and it goes in, so you get more coverage. And it increases to about row 12, I believe, on this pattern. And then your increase after that only happens at the sleeve. So no more increases happening at the front. So we made sure to include the stitch chart to show you how the pattern then changes so that you can, I find that this one is almost more experienced just because the pattern is tricky to read. It is I would say experience reading it, but the actual stitches are easy. And I think with all of the steps that we have provided to help you, the video, the row by row charts, the stitch diagrams, I feel like it's very doable to do. But reading the pattern can be complicated for those that aren't familiar with technically written crochet patterns. Even sometimes struggle to write the pattern correctly. And then I have to work through it with my tech editor to make sure that we have properly written it. So just an example, when you see your rounded brackets, your parentheses, that is indicating what you need to place in one stitch. So when we say one SC, one DC, brackets around it, that means that goes into one stitch. When you see your square brackets, it's telling you you're going to repeat a sequence of stitches. So you're going to see a lot of all that in this pattern. There's going to be a lot of, when we're creating a yoke and it's like there's a lot of different sections to go around, even though when you actually start crocheting it, it seems so easy because you're just single, double, skip a stitch. We're doing 3 half doubles for our increase. Like it's really simple when you work it through, but when you look at that written pattern, you may go, oh my goodness, this, I can't do this. But don't let it scare you. Go and watch the video, see how it actually works. Take a look at that stitch diagram so you can see where the stitches go, and then it's going to help. I feel like the Raglan is a little bit easier, but because you don't have like the increases that are happening on the front of the cardigan, but it's still, if you're not used to that type of writing, it can be a little confusing. So we've tried to just add all of the extras in so that you can be successful. So when I said at the start of the video that some of the patterns aren't really beginner friendly, it would be the garments are a little bit more advanced in the reading aspect. Yeah, Kelly, the pocket part, like that's all easy because it gets you onto the stitch pattern. So when you're just working in rows, the Suzette stitch seems so simple and easy because you're just single, double, skip a stitch. You end with a single crochet, turn. So then you're typically working always in the single crochet of the previous row. On the cardigan, we do have a little bit of off, like when we're increasing to keep the pattern consistent so it didn't get totally crazy, we end up having to work into the double crochet on some of those. And that's we did have this actually come up in the community group, and I did not even notice this when I was making the cardigan, that the one side looked a little different than the other side. And that is because of that, but it's only the first 12 rows. And then once you have your ribbing, everything on, like you don't even notice. I didn't even notice it myself, but yeah, it will turn out fine. Don't worry about it. It's one of those patterns, again, like I was like, how is something so easy turned into something so complicated? I was like, when I make it, it seems like it's so easy. And then when you go to write it, it's like, wow, that was a lot. And then when my tech editor goes over it and we were working through it together, it was like, yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot, but we got it worked out. And if you do have questions, post them in the community group. Ask them on the next live if you're struggling with anything, and we can maybe go over more with you again. Oh, so Tammy's saying, you know what? And this is like just going back to, this can just be coincidence. A lot of times it's just coincidence because certain trends are happening and people are all doing like similar things. I mean, you can take a look at the granny stitch or the granny square, like it's popular. So you're going to see a lot of those patterns, all kinds of designers coming out with them. And I find for the most part, you can take, 5 granny stitch sweaters and they're all completely different, right? Like they may look similar, but if you look at those patterns, they're like completely different. You can tell that each of those designers did their own style, their own take on it. So that can totally happen, that a lot of people are just designing similar things. I like to get on a stitch, like I like to find a stitch that I like working with and just do a whole bunch of stuff with it. So I was granny stitch for a while, and then now I've kind of got on to Suzette Stitch. Emma loves Mosaic, so she's going to continue having fun with, because that really satisfies her, and she's so fast. I mean, you can watch her going through this.
I already have another blanket planned out for next Christmas that I'm really excited to.
Yeah, she loves that. And that just kind of, she tries to make sure that she's not doing anything that looks like someone else's. There's certain elements that are probably you can only do with boxes, like certain shapes and stuff, but she tries to put her own spin and uniqueness on everything.
I see that chart and I design it, and then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I design it, and then I go and I look and see if it's been done before, because there's only so much to do with boxes. So I am actually terrified to do something that somebody else has already done before. But at the same time, I've sat there and I've originally designed it just staring at my chart.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that's kind of, that's sort of,
never blame someone else for coming out with a pattern that looks just like this, because they probably did the exact same thing. They probably sat there and designed it and
played around with, and especially when you get into diamond shapes and different things, like you can only design that a certain way. So you can add in your own elements to make things your own. And I mean, my brain is so, I'm always thinking of the next thing to make. Like, I don't really need to look outside for inspiration because I just have way too much in my head. I can never do the amount of things that I want to do. So I know this live is going on, but I still have to show you a sneak peek of what's coming out for Christmas. We are working on a lot of fun Christmas things because we do get a little bit obsessed with Christmas. So Emma is working on, of course, her candy blanket. I think she wants to do a matching pillow. Yeah, she wants to do a matching pillow.
We're going to do a
Actually, our members have already got the video for this pattern that I'm going to show you. So these right here, I know, guys, so bright. These are our merry and bright Christmas trees. So because I've been working with Prism, I just couldn't resist but do some bright colored things. And I got my Etsy trend report, and it said that brights are really popular, like colorful accessories, colorful stuff, dopamine. decor is a huge thing right now. So these are some of the new colors that I wanted to share with you of Prism. So this is stained glass. So this is a new color of Prism. Very fun rainbow. And this small one is the same yarn. You're just getting different color shades. And then Morning Glory is the other new color. So it's like the greens and blues. And I just thought these would be so fun. And I use Succulent as well for the pink. So I actually did up my one Christmas tree in here in all bright, like the bright balls, like colored balls and everything. It was so fun. And I'm going to wait and see, because I was like, I would do baubles, matching baubles, but I wanted to see how they would go over first. Yeah, I know. Because I sometimes I don't know, are people going to love these or hate them? I have no idea. But I think they're so fun. And I also wrap them. Right now, they don't have their lights on them. But if you get the little battery powered LED lights and you wrap them, beautiful display. I had them all wrapped in lights, and little Rose came into the studio and saw them, and she was just oohing and ahhing. She Rose loves them. She wants them in her room. Mm-hmm. So we have a little bright. Emma's like, you have different theme areas going on in the studio, Mom. You got your like bright, colorful section over here, and then you have your rustic like earthy tones over here. So they are, I also didn't show you, they're on these cones. So we'll make sure we link like all the details. So that pattern is actually, we're popping it out during the collection because we want to give you a head start so that you can make some of your Christmas decor. So that pattern is releasing November 1st. If you're in the membership, you have already got access to the video. So that tree pattern was actually inspired because last year I did the rustic holiday trees, worked from the bottom up that were stuffed, and I was getting asked to do a top-down version. So those trees were basically the top-down version of that pattern, except now they're bright. So we called them the Bright and Merry Holiday Trees, and they're quick and easy. And because of the ridges, the lights just wrap around them really, really well. And you can add the lights to them and then hide them up inside the cone. So that is coming out, and we'll see how much people love them. And then if we end up deciding to do some matching baubles, we may do that. So we do have more Christmas stuff, but we'll keep that, I guess, maybe for next time. We'll show you more. My goal right now is to finish that sweater that I showed you at the beginning. So the cream, I'm not allowing myself to work on anything else until I finish this. I have determined I'm going to work on the sleeves, and I'm not going to do anything else to finish this sweater, because it's so easy to get distracted from one thing to the next thing. And I've got a lot of things on the go. So I've got to finish this guy off. So I think that we've probably taken enough of your time tonight. Thank you so much. So Hilda is saying hello from Cologne, Germany, which just kind of caught my eye because I'm going to be going to Cologne, Germany in March. So for the H&H that will be happening there. So I'm really excited to actually come to Germany. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. Okay. And it seems like people are loving the colorful trees. So we'll see. Emma was like, one more peek. Well, I guess we did already show our community group the one. Should I go grab the other guy that's coming?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? One more sneak peek. I have a couple other things that they're not finished, but we're super excited. Should we just tell them what we're working on?
Sure.
We're working on a jumbo snowman family.
Like
jumbo. We have our snowman from last year. Let me see him here. So these are we reshared these little guys. So we loved our snowman from last year so much. And I was like, you know what? I want big snowmen. I just want to go for the big guys. So we're going to do a snowman family. and they're going to be big. They're going to be awesome. They're going to maybe have faces and more details, but yeah, we're still working on them, and it's going to be really fun. And I'm going to show you one more little guy that I've been working on. I'm still working out some kinks with him. He's the prototype, but I'll show you. I think when we were on our last lives, we had talked with everybody about a penguin. So guess what's coming? He is such a little fat chunker. I love him so much. I get so excited when I make this stuff. So this is our little penguin. He has a really fun little hat, and he's got a scarf and his little fat body and little feet. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. So I'm working on his little flippers. I'm working on filming him and doing a few little tweaks. So yeah, but he's super cute, and so he'll be coming as well. So yeah, that's what we have for you so far. So thanks so much everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoy this collection. So I mean, I feel like these accessories and garments are going to be great right into the winter weather. So anyways, thanks so much, guys.